We're in First King. You ready? Christ, you're amazing. Thank you for you. Thank you for this day. We thank you for all the beautiful creation around us. We thank you for the beautiful minds that have created the visual arts that we engage every day. May they not become our sole focus. May you become our sole focus. And we thank you that in praising and worshiping you, we can enjoy your creation. We can engage these visual arts. May they be redeemed and ringed for you. For your good. Amen. What's up, Freya? We're going to be watching a Bible Project video, and then we'll be back. All right, on which we are at. We just did Nahum, so we're at Habakkuk.
The book of the prophet Habakkuk. He lived during the final decades of Israel's southern kingdom, and it was a time of injustice and idolatry. He saw the rising threat of Babylon on the horizon, and that was not good news for anybody. But unlike the other prophets, Habakkuk does not accuse Israel. He doesn't even speak on God's behalf to the people. Rather, all of his words are addressed personally to God. And the book tells about Habakkuk's personal struggle, his journey of trying to believe that God is good when there is so much evil and tragedy in the world. And so Habakkuk's words are actually poems of lament, and they're very similar to the laments that you find in the book of Psalms. The poet lodges a complaint and then draws God's attention to suffering or injustice in the world, demanding that God do something. And knowing about this lament form, it's actually the key to understanding the design and message of this short book. Chapters 1 and 2 are framed as a back-and-forth argument between Habakkuk and God. And the prophet lodges two complaints to which God offers two responses. His first complaint is that life in Israel has become horrible. The Torah is neglected, resulting in violence and injustice, and it's all being tolerated by Israel's corrupt leaders. And Habakkuk, he's crying out, asking God to do something, but nothing seems to change. But then all of a sudden, God responds. He says that he's very aware of the corruption of his own people, Israel, and that he's summoning the armies of Babylon to bring down his justice on Israel. And very similar to the message of Micah or Isaiah, God says he will use this terrifying empire to devour Israel because of their injustice and evil. But Habakkuk has a problem with this answer, and so he offers his second complaint. He says Babylon is even worse than Israel. They're more corrupt, they're more violent, they've deified their own military power, they treat humans like animals, gathering them up like fish in a net, he says. They devour nations and people groups in order to build their own empire. And so Habakkuk says, how can you, a holy, good God, use such corrupt nations as your instruments in history? He demands an explanation. In fact, he depicts himself as a watchman on the city walls, waiting for God's response, which eventually comes. God tells Habakkuk to get out some tablets and chisel and write down what he sees and hears. It's a vision about an appointed time in the future, that even though it may seem slow in coming, it will eventually come. In fact, God says that the righteous person will live by their faith in this hope and vision. So what is this divine promise that Habakkuk is supposed to write down? It's that God will bring Babylon down. God says that the violence and oppression of the nations creates this never-ending cycle of revenge, and that God will use this cycle to bring about the rise and fall of nations. And the fact that God might for a time use a corrupt nation like Babylon does not mean that he endorses everything that they do. He holds all nations accountable to his justice, and so Babylon will fall along with any other nation that acts like them. God's promise is then elaborated by a series of 5 woes that describe the kinds of oppression and injustice that's perpetrated by nations like Babylon. The first 2 target unjust economic practices, like how wealthy people will charge ridiculous interest just to keep poor people in debt, and so they build their wealth through crooked means. The third woe is a critique of slave labor, treating humans like animals and threatening them with violence if they don't produce. The fourth woe targets the abuse of alcohol by irresponsible leaders. While people are suffering under their bad leadership, they're partying and wasting their money on sex and booze. And the last woe exposes idolatry, the engine that drives such nations. They have made money and power and national security into their gods, offering these allegiance at all costs. And so people become slaves to their own national empire. Now, the practices described here aren't unique to Babylon, but that's part of the point. Given the human condition, most nations eventually become Babylon. And so this is how God's answer to Habakkuk in this book becomes God's answer to all later generations, to anyone who lives in a world ruled by other Babylons. But it leaves the question hanging. Is God going to let this cycle, the rise and fall of Babylon-like empires, go on forever? And that question is what chapter 3 is about. We're told that this is a prayer of Habakkuk, and it begins by Habakkuk pleading with God to act now in the present like he has in the past in bringing down corrupt nations. And what follows is a very ancient poem. It first describes a powerful, terrifying appearance of God. It's very similar to the opening poems of Micah and Nahum, and similar to the appearance of God at Mount Sinai in the book of Exodus. There's cloud and fire and earthquake. When the Creator shows up to confront human evil, everybody will be paying attention. Habakkuk then goes on to describe this future defeat of evil as a future exodus. So just like God came as a warrior and he split the sea in his battle against Pharaoh, Habakkuk says that God will once more bring his judgment down on the head of the evil house. So Pharaoh, like Babylon, has become here an archetype of violent human nations. But at the same time, we're told that when God confronts evil, he will save his people and his anointed one. It's a reference to the king from the line of David. And so in this poem, the Exodus story of the past has become an image of the future Exodus God will perform. He will once again defeat evil and bring down the pharaohs and the Babylons of this world. He'll bring justice to all people and rescue the oppressed and the innocent. And it's this hope that enables Habakkuk to conclude the book with hopeful praise. Even if the world's falling apart with food shortage or drought or war or whatever, he will choose trust and joy in the covenant promises of God. And so Habakkuk, by the end of this book, becomes a shining example of how the righteous live by faith. Habakkuk recognizes just how dark and chaotic the world and our lives can become, and he invites us into a journey of faith, of trusting that God loves this world more than we do, and that he will one day deal with its evil. And that's what the book of Habakkuk is all about.
All right, so takeaways. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, good point. So, first he's going, "Whoa, my people are evil." Yeah. He's like, "What? They're even more wicked. You're cray cray. You cray cray, God." But he goes, "It's actually this is part of like human evil always like empire evil sows its own destruction." You know, it makes me think of especially when like, you know, it makes me wonder about today in the United States. Like how much there is this love for the flag and these ideals of freedom. But there's a lot of evil that the United States, the empire has done. And so we definitely need to humble our hearts because the recompense that has happened on other nations, yeah, if we're not be careful of our violence, if we don't repent. Yeah. Yeah, you crush the head of the evil house. You save your people and your anointed one. And so we look forward to the day when yeah. We look forward especially to the moment where the remnant, the ones that are about peace, about King Jesus, and about the anointed one, will be now taking the raw earth, taking even visual arts, video games, taking the world and loving your neighbor as yourself. Like when we see empires being empires, it should make us sad. It's okay to make us sad. and it's okay to cry. And I love how the prophets of old, like today we're afraid to pray like this to Yahweh, but he welcomes it. Come to me and release your anguish. He's a God who steps close and he'll be near. All right, friend, we can start. So starting next week, everything be normal. All right, actually, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something. Falling Star Beast Jaw that you're working towards is like one of the top ranks. Alright. That. Oh. Pots be open. Okay, where is the gargoyle braid? Alright, I'm going to quickly get my gargoyle blade as high as possible so I could use the jump attacks with the gargoyle black blade. There it is. So I eventually need to get the gargoyle great sword. Oh wait, I need the great sword. I see. Okay, the way it builds that you buff with the golden bat as you'll use jump attack straight enemies with blasphemy blade in the right hand. Oh, I need the gargoyle greatsword. You'll swap the damage type of the gargoyle greatsword to flame art with flaming strike. I'm using. When fire damage is resisted to give you holy damage, you change the affinity on the gargoyle greatsword to sacred. Sacred order. Swap back and forth as necessary. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I need a gargoyle gray sword. Oos. Want the got by the Valiant Gargoyle in and Sulfury Akadak when both bosses are defeated. Oh. Let's just get the talismans for right now. Okay, do we have the Shard of Alexandria? Let's look. We don't. Alright, where do we get that? Oh. Wrong button. Gonna find draws from Iron Fist Alexander after completing his quest line. The Crumbling Forum Azura. We gotta do that quest line, it looks like. Where do I start? Okay, that's Shard, Great Shard, I got the Claw, now I need a Dragon Crest, Great Shield Talisman. Wow. So this Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman normally reduces physical damage taken by 20%. Oh, on an elevated platform inside the large building northwest guarded by several pests. Okay, I gotta get that. Alright, where is this? Get that. I see. All right, so I'm probably just I'm gonna try getting the build, but I need to level up another sword. If I can find you now. So that's a gray sword. So I just need a standard gray sword to have with me until I could get the gargle. All right. So I see this. They keep tight next to each other. That's nice. Oh, I'm a silly goose. I had the gargle black blade all along. All right, time to level this up. All right, I want to quickly. I want to go to the round table, Logan, because I have enough runes, and I'm gonna level up the gargle sword. Oh, what it takes to level up. I go to him and see that. I can find now, things will get bad. Yeah, let's get the smithing. Okay, somber. It takes the somber can. All right. I see. So I could put more fire damage on it. Oh. Brain is getting turned around. Bill calling out as you'll jump attack straight and use blast blade in her right hand. Left. The gargle gray sword to flame arts. I change. Hey, Logan. Stepped away. Let's grind a little bit. Give this weapon a poke. Wow. There we go. Oh. Man, that's a lot faster. That is nice. Oh. Wait. Oh, I have the gargoyle black plate. I see. That's where my I see. See what? Oh, that's fun. Okay, I see. So this does holy and that does fire. So right now I'm just doing both. Oh, great. Thought for sure that was my death. Rebecca Miles. Doing pretty well. How are you? I try to. Wig. Oh, I see it's... I'm trying to make my way because where the blade's at is way up here, so I'm like poking this area, see if I can make my way up. So what the blade I need to work on towards is this, and it is... You have it? Oh, nice. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I have the gray sword. Never mind. I'm trying to work towards... Get my weapons all mixed up. Working towards a black blade. Oh, wait. No, my gosh. Is it the Gargoyle gray sword? Oh, no. I have that. All right. Okay, Megalanta. I got the Gargoyle Black Blade. All right, I don't have the Great. Yeah, I don't have the Great Blade. So it's way up there. Actually, where is that? It's actually not. It's like it's underground. Oh, I see. I just need to make my way there. I'm being a silly goose. Like it's over here. Oh, this is funny. Is this where we took the... Where we took the tomb? Let me see. What's up? I'm trying to get the Blaspheming Herald built. Get that completed. Right now, I think what I need is up here. Alright, so I gotta make my way up there. We defeated those losers a long time ago. Amazing chest up ahead. What's up, Scorpion King? Alright, maybe I can climb up this thing. Make my way across. Oh, looks like it's going down. I need you to go up. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. I need to. Wow, that health back is crazy. All right, I need to disconnect my controller, or can I disable vibrating in the settings? That probably make my life a lot easier. Controller vibrate, absolutely off. I play a good bit. Oh, I'm kind of all over the board. Like I say, I'm pretty much open to playing most games besides sports games. Alright, oh, Great Wall. Hey Logan, you know how to get up here to this area? So remember, this is the place where you took the coffin up the waterfall? And the coffin up the waterfall takes us here. Takes us there. I'm trying to figure out, because what I need is up there. Don't know? You do? I actually have not played Dark Souls 1. My friend behind me, he's the Dark Souls lore master. Okay. Soul Free River? Oh. Sorry, mate. I'll look it up. It's the Soul Free River. How to get to? Yeah, look. Oh. Have I? Oh, yeah. I've been there. Yeah. Everything says it's where the gargoyle. The map says it's where the gargoyle greatsword is. Oh, I'll pull it back up. Oh, did I close it? Of course I closed it. I want to support Elden Rings. It's quite the hungry monster. Popped up in Internet Explorer then, or Edge as they call it now. Oh, there it is. The Gargoyle Greatsword. I click. I don't have the Gargoyle Greatsword, so it is. So there's the Aqueduct. Yeah, so it's going to be. Oh wait, we defeated both bosses, so I should have it. Being a silly goose. Okay, what do I don't have then? Okay, I need it. Here we go.
In this Elden Ring video,
I don't want the YouTube. There we go. Okay, so I got Blasphemy Blade. Do I have the Gargoyle Black Blade? Okay, that's the Black Blade. Okay. Now I need to see if I have the Gargoyle Great Sword. Oh. Alright, I have all the weapons then. I'm just being a silly goose. So I just need to, okay, so I need to take the Gargoyle Greatsword. Then I take this. Because what happens is people are resistant to fire, then that's when I switch to... Oof, man. Yeah, I need to work towards the Shard of Alexander, which is a quest line. First, let's change my equipment. That one. I'm still heavy. Here we go. That'll do. So looks like I need to go level this up. A lot of talismans down. I need a couple talismans and first. Here, I gotta switch the Ashes of War. Ashes of War, Flaming Strike. Flame Art with Flame Strike. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's because mine's open. Let me close mine. Since we all have the same. All right, in 4 minutes, you have to go through steps. You can turn around again. Come on. 96 number threes. He's been trying. He's been having... All right, no matter where you are, in 2 minutes, we have to go through step. Azar is 246. I could be... What's up, Goldman? Yeah, it's 340 here. All right. We're at time. Get in a safe place, my friends. Ruins. Yeah. You know, Pacific Northwest. Oh, my bad. Made. You ready to start reading? Oh, nice. All right. So, welcome, my friends. If you're new here, We understand there needs to be hope, and how much we enjoy the visual arts, it does not solve the human condition or the rots that we feel. And so we understand there needs to be, we have to force ourselves and change. Set our eyes towards light and life. We find the life in King Jesus, and so we take a moment and read the scripture about him with a really good commentary to understand this ancient 2,000 to 4,000 year old book, what the heck it's saying. So welcome. That's what we're doing. And my friend to get his snack, and then we'll start. All right, got your yogurt. Nice. All right, I'm going to pray. Christ, you're amazing. Thank you that you have stepped down to humanity. Thank you that you exist. Thank you that we don't have to be lost in crazy nebulous of thousands ideas where it's so easy to feel pinched, so easy to feel grind to dust. But yet you said that you are gentle and humble in heart, that you took your privilege, you took your power, and you laid it down. And because you laid it down, and all the empires of the time did their worst, and you will not become an empire where you rule with the iron fist, where might makes right. You let that might, the right might, smack you down. But because you're innocent and because you're powerful, you rose up again. And so we look forward to our resurrected bodies without decay, and we look forward to life now, where we can enact kingdom moments by serving and loving the other like you have. We can have life now, and that's through you. Amen. You're not my elder. All right, I'm going to minimize chat so I can focus on this, and we're going to start reading this. The chance to be a servant leader. Rehoboam. All right, so remember from our last read, his son is a goofball, David's son. He got lots of wives and started serving other gods. So now let's read his son. And pretty much Yahweh's like, it grieves me that he's serving other gods and doing all this evil. So I'm going to remove it from you. And what we're reading is, it's called the Old Testament for Everyone by John Goldingay. It's part Bible and part commentary to help us understand this ancient book, how to understand it. So welcome, friends. So Rehoboam went to Shechem, because all Israel came to Shechem to crown him king. When Jeroboam, son of Nebat, heard of it while he was still in Egypt, where he had fled from King Solomon, Jeroboam had settled in Egypt, they sent and summoned him. He came to Rehoboam with all the assembly of Israel and declared to Rehoboam, your father, he made our yoke heavy. You know that expression, Char, yoke heavy? Yoke is what you put on an ox. So like ox to till the ground. It's like a little, here, I'll just Google it. Yoke, ox. It's that thing. So it like ties, it puts people to work. And so here Jeroboam is saying, your father put a heavy yoke on us, like just weared us down, make it lighter. Now we'll see what happens in the story. Oh. Your father, he made our yoke heavy. You now lighten your father's hard servitude in the heavy yoke he put on us, and we will serve you. He said to them, go away for 3 days, then come back to me. So the people went away. King Rehoboam took counsel with the elders who had been standing in attendance on his father Solomon while he was alive. How do you counsel me to give a response to this company? They declared to him, if today you'll be a servant to this people and answer them and speak good words to them, they will be your servants all your days. But the young man who had grown up with him declared to him, so they're like, hey, pretty much lessen our taxes, lessen the heavy burden on us. And so the elders are like, serve them now, and they'll serve you for the rest of their life. Now we're going to hear what you think Rehoboam's friends are going to say. And the idea, what do you think his friends are going to say? So the elders, so like his grandpa, poppies, the old people around, they said, "Hey, help him." What do you think what do you think his peers are going to say? But the young man who had grown up with him declared to him, "Speak like this to them. My little finger is thicker than my father's waist. So now my father imposed a heavy yoke on you. I myself will add to your yoke. And my father flogged you with whips. I myself will flog you with scorpions." The king did not listen to the company of elders because it was a turn of affairs from Yahweh to fulfill the word Yahweh has spoken by means of Ahijah the Shulamite to Jeroboam son of Nebat. When all Israel saw that the king had not listened to them, the people gave word back to the king. "What share do we have in David? We have no part in the son of Jesse. To your tents, Israel. Now see to your own household, David." And Israel went to its tents. Though the Israelites living in cities in Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. So Israel rebelled against David's household, all it has done until this day. When all Israel heard that Jeroboam had returned, they sent and summoned him to the assembly and made him king over all Israel. No one followed the household of David except the clan of Judah alone. So elders said, "Make their yoke light." His friends are said, "No, be crueler, and they'll totally serve you." Be like, we're going out and you're like, "Hey Corey, can we like only walk 1 mile, not 2 miles?" Like, "No, we're walking 5 miles. You totally want to be my friend after that, right? Yeah? Let's do 20 miles. Verses 21-24. Verses 21-24 relate how Rehoboam made plans to attack the rebel clans, but God sends him a prophet to tell him not to do so. Jeroboam built up Shechem in the mountains of Ephraim and lived there. He went out from there and built up Peniel. Jeroboam said to himself, "The kingship will now return to the household of David. If this people go up to offer sacrifices in Yahweh's house in Jerusalem, this people's spirit will go back to their master, to Rehoboam king of Judah. They will slay me and go back to Rehoboam king of Judah." So the king took counsel and made 2 gold calves. Uh-oh. Oh no, here comes the idolatry. And said to the people, "If it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem, Israel, there are your gods who brought you up from Egypt." And he placed one in Bethel and put one in Dan, and this thing became an offense. Verses 30b to 32 relate how Jeroboam also set up the rest of an alternative worship system, including a priesthood and a fall festival. So they split. And the south is Rehoboam, which is like David's grandson. And the north was Israel with the rest of the tribes, which they followed Jeroboam. And when Jeroboam made calves, said, "Oh, this is God," which is not good. And then also created a mock priest to act. So let's see what happens. So now, my friends, if you're wondering, now we're going to read commentary, and our friend John Goldengay will help us understand more about what we're just reading. I am. It's just we take a moment to read, my friend. One of my faculty colleagues was asked to become director of the chapel in the seminary, and she loved to relate how she needed to go and talk to the provost of the seminary, vice principal in Brit speak, about her role, and how his opening words were something like, "How can I serve you?" When my rector arranged for the replacing of the notice board outside the church, alongside the names of the ministers, he put not words such as rector, but servants. Both are great ideas for leaders to live by. We live in a culture, you ready for clincher? We live in a culture that is excessively preoccupied with the nature of leadership. And one of the cliches that we use to try to safeguard against the toxicity of this preoccupation is to talk in terms of servant leadership. Claiming that we just want to serve people can be another excuse for exercising a power over them, but it doesn't need to be that. The scriptures usually talk more about leaders as servants of God than as servants of their people. But the story of Rehoboam provides a great instance of the second kind of talk, though it is finally a sad one. It's an idea that comes out of nowhere. We haven't seen much indication that Saul, David, or Solomon were concerned with serving people. And we have seen that Solomon was too busy building great buildings and collecting the money to pay for them to worry too much about that. The beginning of a new king's reign, or the inauguration of a new administration, or the opening of a new parliament, is a moment when people in power have to win their people's confidence. In the Middle East, it was often a time when kings issued edicts outlining the kind of social policies they were committed to. In Israel, the dynastic principle is established. That is, the king should be a descendant of David, but this need not mean that the king must be the son of the last king or that it should be his eldest son. Solomon was not David's oldest living son. And in later years, things did not always work this way. So Rehoboam might not be able to take his position for granted. His going to Shechem links with the fact that the unity of north and south in Israel is always a fragile one. David had been accepted in the south long before he had been accepted in the north. Solomon had been inclined to milk the resources of the north. Rehoboam could perhaps take the south for granted. He had more winning of confidence to do in the north. It is always tempting for people in power to rely on power and try to achieve things by force. They think that they need to show that they are people who can't mess with. Yet in this situation, from a purely pragmatic angle, to present yourself as the people's servant was a good idea. How can one explain Rehoboam's stupidity? I can see God behind it, says the narrator of the story. Rehoboam's stupidity will contribute to the fulfilling of God's plan. The situation parallels that in Egypt. When Pharaoh's attitude to Moses was stubborn, when Pharaoh encouraged himself to be stubborn, and when God encouraged him to be stubborn, you can look at what happens from different angles and see both the reality of human freedom and decision making and the reality of divine sovereignty and the fulfilling of the divine will. You can also see God operating in an interventionist way as well as making use of decisions people for themselves. So when necessary, God sends a prophet to keep Rehoboam on the course God wants if he shows an inclination to act contrary to the way God wants. Jeroboam's action reminds one of the Exodus story too, when the book of Exodus was written, and it came to the story of the gold calf that Aaron made. It seems to be nudging the reader to see the parallel with Jeroboam's action. The people as a whole had felt the need for something that would represent the presence of God for them. Jeroboam's action reminds one of the Exodus story too, when the book of Exodus was written, and it came to the story of the gold calf that Aaron made. So now it's talking about, let me minimize. I can hear it. You hear that? Hovering over. There we go. Jeroboam's action reminds one of the Exodus story too. So remember in Exodus, what did they do on the mountain? Right.
That big no-no.
It is a big no-no. When the book of Exodus was written and it came to the story of the gold calf that Aaron made, it seems to be nudging the reader to see the parallel with Jeroboam's action. The people as a whole had felt the need for something that would represent the presence of God for them. And they got Aaron to make the calf to fulfill that function. They were not necessarily turning away from Yahweh, but they did feel the need of something that would suggest Yahweh's presence. Jeroboam feels the same need, and he uses exactly the same words as are put on Aaron's lips. Oh, so the same words that Jeroboam uses is the same words that Aaron uses when he makes the golden calf. So it's like what? History never changes, as they say. That these are your gods, or your God who brought you up from Egypt. A difference is that his reason is political. He sees that his state will likely never to have a proper sense of its independence if his people always have to traps off to Jerusalem for a festival. And the addition of some images of the kind he devises will make up for the novelty of his sanctuaries over against Solomon's splendid temple, largely built with Ephraimite labor and resources. There are two problems here. One, he shares with the Israelites in Aaron's day. Even if he and Aaron might describe their images as images of Yahweh, Yahweh's view is that an image is such a silent and static thing that it can't actually represent Yahweh, who speaks and acts a lot. In effect, is bound to be an image of a different God. So that is one reason why the thing became an offense. The other problem he shares with David and Solomon for all these kings, religion has become the servant of the state. Its job is to buttress the position of the state. There's a lot to be said for separation of church and state. Not to protect the state, but to protect the church. His building up of Shechem makes sense. It is the obvious place for a capital city. At a crossroads between north and south, east and west, and the place where Rehoboam had gone to be crowned in Ephraim. Nablus, the center of the northern half of the West Bank today, is nearby. Peniel is east of the Jordan. So his building up of this city also makes sense because it gives him a major center in that region. All right, friend, we talked enough. We can start. Oof. Oh. That works. These guys are, I think they're strong against fire.
Okay, no, it's not.
You know, it's so interesting how easily bored we get. You know, like literature to the masses is quite a new thing. You know, in the long span of history. Like people will clamor to have be able to have access to even a page. Tells you about our attention span. Oh, hey, Cody. I'll be back. I got some family who stopped by. gladly explain what that story was about if you're still with me. Try this building now. Oh, I do so much damage now with Flame Grip Me Strength and Blessing of the Erd Tree. All right, are you guys playing together? Okay, I'm gonna let's open my pot so I could just. There we go. Two. The guy has a pretty crazy build. Right. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, I watched some. You're still there. So we're reading the ancient Sickerangs of the Hebrew people, where they talk about the story of pretty much how humanity fell. I'm not say fell is a bad word. Where just humanity just defines wisdom on their own, and if you ever experience true evil from other people, like, makes sense. Like, and how in our own definition of right and wrong, we cause violence. Oh, 1 second. Oh, wrong button. Bring me the sword. What's my sword? There you are. Oh wow, that's some hell. I think. I mean, you obviously have a story, right? And like, you have a family and their story. Like, it helps like family or friends who have a story. And usually when people are like, I think this way because this happened, I care about this because of this experience. Like, we're a lot more story bound than sometimes we just don't realize. talking about King Jesus. I don't know about you, but throughout my years of living, I've learned that there's no hope just in me. I need to find a story that makes sense on human evil, makes sense on where to find joy. Like, I need something that has ultimate power, but also ultimate humanity, and that's who King Jesus is. And so the hope that I find in him and the life I find in him, I want that for the other. So that's what I do at a part of gaming. And I disciple and hang out with my friends, and you're part of my discipleship process. Like, I mean, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so I also like hiking, but they're like living just for pleasure and like whatever I see is right and find beautiful eyes and take it. Like, nonetheless, is never like internal. Like a good meal or a good party, like there's always a little bit of sense of sadness. Because you just know it's not, we have internal longings. And so I always look for like what I feel like to be the answer of those internal longings. Like we all, like humanity in general has a God-shaped hole. I'm not talking about like Christian, like everyone's a Christian or anything like that. I'm saying every surviving civilization has a longing, has prayers, and it's always my heart and goal to find the religion that makes sense. That makes sense on what we see in and the Earth's narrative of how old it is, how it looks like that the Earth came from nothing. Like if you look on the Big Bang, like it's all one piece, and then boom, there has to be something before the Big Bang that causes it. Like things like that, questions and like things that absolutely like puts the puzzles together on what makes sense. There's a reason why I'm not Buddhist or Hindu. I find them to be extremely inhumane worldviews. There's no power in them to call out injustice. Like either there's like most world systems, either they come down too powerful with the fist. You could think of Muhammad and Islam, like too powerful with the fist, and where you have to do A, B, and C's to attain some sort of righteousness, and hope you're a guy. Most religions are very pro guy, or they're too weak, where they do not address human evil. Like if you look at any karma system, like anytime someone's born with a deformity, you could just blame karma. Like my wife, who just came back from Thailand, like people will drive with their baby, just drive on a motorcycle, just their baby in their arm, because if anything happens, it's karma. Like those worldviews do not have an answer to the things. I think we can understand what matters most, and that's life. But you got to have something that calls you from your privilege, from your power, to address that. What am I thinking? So yeah, a long-winded speech. I'm also a dad. Got a beautiful daughter. Got an amazing wife. Maybe I talked too much and lost you. We'll see. All right, why am I talking to you? Oh yeah, I have enough to buy more stones. I always do this. I always accidentally walk into this walk into this room. I mean, always leave from buying the runes. There we go. All right, so I got the weapons. Okay, got those. Got the armor. Now talisman. I need the shards of Alexander. Shard of Alexander great boosts attack power of skills by 50%. Players can use. Get it. Draws from Iron Fist Alexander after completing his quest line. Oh look. So the question is all right, looks like we're good. You can go ahead and start, friend. All right, I'll be back. Oof. Oof.
The hell?
What? What? What's your armor? What's the armor you have equipped, Broheim? And what's the talismans you have equipped? Do you have it maxed out? That's the other question.
At what?
Your weapons.
What, dude?
I want to go that way, and I keep going the opposite way. It's funny. Right. It's nice to be able to actually two-hit. Remember the spirit and sword, the spirit and a sword and board guy who used to like give us problems running to this guy? It's nice to be able to two-hit him now. I mean, you're at the same place where I'm at, so I mean, I mean, my build's not fully complete. I'm just saying you so story wise, Char, you're at the same place where I'm at. So you can work towards you can work towards a build like I am. And every weapon I'm using, I make sure to go to Grind Island and get enough ruins just to top off level, because you could easily from the bell shop, you can buy all the stones you need to, well, then go grind them at Grind Island. Okay, well, if you don't do that, then okay, well, that's my recommendation. If you don't want to do that, that's fine, but that's my recommendation. Okay. It looks like I hop onto that platform. All right, how much ruins? I only have. Oh, oh, no, oh, no, that's death. I see now. There's one right below it. I can land on if I do it right. Oh. Urfas. Doofenshmirtz. If you're not going to join, then I'll make sure to close the world. Ooh, ooh, oh, almost. All right, I think I can make that jump. Oh, there's something there. I'm trying to get on the other side because the Alexander quest line to get the shard is over here. Ah. All right, I think I just hopped to the platform just right below. Stop trying to get on the top one. Doofenshmirtz Corporation. All right. Whee! Ooh, I made it. Oh, oi! No one ever tell you sneak up on someone's been in a chemical fire. Oh. Oh! Alright, these guys are definitely... I think the undead are specifically weak to holy. Put my holy blade. This is fun. Like, I like this whole exploring shenanigans. Level 10 Golden Rune. Doofusmerts Incorporation. Thing over there. Stairs up. Woohoo! So starting next week, nice. We'll see you more around starting next week. Nice. Aw. That it? Can I, oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Whee! Oh, oh, nope. Yep, no. Alright, I need him. Oh. How do you crouch? It's been a while. Terry, you play on PC. What's the crouch button? X? Thank you. I'm the knight that will strike her back. Since we're down to 14 minutes, I can be flexible. Do you need me to be flexible? Okay. Thoughts being open. See ya. All right, let me buff us. Be up here 1 second. Oh, there's guys on the ceiling who are gonna drop down. There you go. Gotta make sure to finish them off. Come on. Great Grave Glowwort. Nice. Some great balls of fire. Oh, I see. Go here now. I think we go here now. Oh! Really missed the fall. And then we are playing Pots Open, so do that. All right. So Char, so I hop to that stairs. You have to do it like on the left side. Make sure you don't run into that platform. So it's whee. All right, there's a guy enemy around that corner. 1 second. I wanna buff. There we go. All right. One right there. Oh. All right. There is an item over here. I remember now. Okay, so this guy will sneak up to. So go up this. Gotta hop onto that pillar. Oh! Oh, man. This should look familiar. Grace. We don't have to go in there, so we don't have to worry. Alright, I'm gonna try doing this jump again. I'm not gonna do it from there. Oh nice, you landed. Got from right here. And jump. This is this platform. There we go. Oh, sweet. Found a, ooh, a Summer Smithing Stone 9. It's not dragon, but I'll take a free one of those. Right. I'll be back to where we were earlier. When I'm trying to interact with this Summer over here. Alright, Char, we dip in 7 minutes, my friend. Or can I hop? Should I hop down right there? Alright. Okay, nothing. Something right there. Oh no. Hmm. Oh, I see. I guess this is not, what's his name? Iron Fist Alexander. Iron Fist Alexander questline. Okay, where does he start? Are you serious? Oh, that is so annoying. That pot, you know, that pot guy we accidentally killed, Logan. He's like, he has a long quest line that comes here, and he like, it's his quest line to get the piece. He's most likely not there. All right. Well, that build doesn't. Why? All right. Well, I want to go here and just keep. I need to go like far north. So I want to go here and see if I can keep going north. So Logan, that sucks because that piece increases skill damage by 15%. fun traveling. All right, Charlie, dip in 2 minutes, my friend. Oh, out. All right. Okay, gotta get down. Well, there's a death root person over here somewhere. Oh. Whoa. All right, I want to get away from the boss. We gotta go. Huh? Where are you trying to get? How far is it? Well, if you get it or if you die. Oh, on top of that? Climb up on top of it? You have to like climb on top of like something up. gotta go. Yeah? Yeah, I don't even know where you're at. Ooh, I found a vendor.
Is some customer? Well,
Sweet, he sells rune arcs. Sounds stone sword keys. Okay. Ah. Is it the Guardian's garrison? Oh, there. All right, here I'll stop where the waypoint is near it. So fast travel to that, and then we'll tackle it next time. So I'm way too far away. Yeah, I have a grace nearby. So accept my travel. It's the Freezing Lakes. It's very close. Yeah, we just. All right. We'll do that next time. Closing world. We're